It seems to me that we have a massive update to the MrBeast situation. Dogback404, the guy who made the first expose video of MrBeast, made a second part of the expose interviewing Jake Weddle, a former employee of MrBeast, and he's also a writer. And you might ask, for who? Well, it's MrBeast. Alright, so to start off the entire thing, Jake had experiences that he never experienced with the MrBeast crew. He made the following claims. MrBeast was staging and scripting some videos.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is like admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on a video crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. The rock or meteor in the title of it, I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'll text my mom, I go, Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised.
Unequal pay.
If I was working on a TV show in the 90s, on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room, and that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing.
Cruel challenges.
I get there, and at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know? Which that's probably not good, you know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on visual, it looks good on camera, you know, it's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. I mean, he was in one of the studios. They had to get a separate tank for, you know, septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, there's not a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes, on, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little things started to build up, you know, there was the bug thing wasn't terrible, but it was a factor, and at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up, because you know it's a video, and it got to a point where they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we have nighttime hours? You know, and they said no, because it would fuck up the time lapse shots. The time lapse of what? Me sleeping? I mean, not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did oh, you're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. You know, one of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this, we gotta stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
This is street manipulation, my dudes. Some of you might wonder, why? Well, the MrBeast crew never takes the no for an answer.
Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at MrBeast called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No Does Not Mean No. Already insane, because it seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads, when dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean sh**. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that when combined dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. So yeah.
MrBeast's motive for helping people is to get personal gain.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought, if you're gonna do something nice for somebody, and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, you didn't do a nice thing for somebody, you gained something. There was a homeless guy on the street and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image, and you gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave. I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, oh, hey, you're crying, that's so good for camera. I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could, it made me uncomfortable that I was working there, and I didn't like it, and I vocalized it sometimes, and I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was gonna be. I was told at one point that I was gonna be like fourth banana, it was gonna be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, and then that never happened. And I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks, so, whatever, how that would work.
I think this is how MrBeast gained more subs than T-Series. Prove me wrong. Alright, moving on to the next topic. MrBeast hired a registered offender to his channel and being featured in his video named I Spent 24 Hours Straight in an Insane Asylum. The crew called him Delaware. He has been listed as a registered sex offender when he was an 11-year-old. And let's not forget the fact that he was wearing a mask to hide his own identity while being a registered sex offender. There are public records about his face, and it shows how he was an 11-year-old back in 2010. He can't go back to the state because he committed a serious crime inside of Delaware. Don't forget that MrBeast is a channel that is orientated to kids, even though the video that MrBeast published featuring a was 5 years ago when it got released to the public. It's insane how MrBeast has hired someone who's a registered sex offender for having sex with an underage child, which is disgusting as fuck. This is an act of risk to children. Millions of kids who watch MrBeast are watching a featured predator on a video from 5 years ago. If every member of the MrBeast team didn't know that the Delaware guy was a sex offender, or on the other side, they didn't care about a serious crime that this guy has committed. The rest of the evidence is on Dogpack404's video, so make sure to watch it. It will be on the description below and on the end screens in case YouTube breaks the layout and replace the description to the right side. And just like I mentioned before, if you want to watch the other videos about the MrBeast situation, I recommend you watching them in case there's more evidence that is being released in the future. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video as well. Let me remind you that this video is not intended to support cyberbullying, hate speech, or harassment towards the individuals, and it's not suitable for clout and attention. This video is an informative and educational summary about the whole situation of the MrBeast drama. If you're new to my channel or you're interested in it, feel free to subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out any upcoming videos on my channel. As always, peace out and see you in the next one.